Right, lads, and welcome back to Everything Pats, your one-stop shop for everything St. Patrick's the Lake. I am once again Everything League of Ireland, joined by Andrew Lanigan.
How we doing, lads? Back for episode 5. Today we're going to be discussing the President's Cup loss to Shamrock Rovers, glorified preseason friendly game. Their first win of the season, first game of the season, away to Galway. Very tricky game, but got the job done in the end. New loan signing Romal Palmer from Göztepe in Turkey, talking about the new jersey that just landed today, the St. Patrick's Day kit, which is an absolute belter in my opinion. Then we're going to be previewing the massive Dublin derby on Friday between Pats and Bows.
So we'll just quickly touch on the Rovers game. Obviously, as as you would like to mention, a preseason friendly, or a glorified preseason friendly. Look, I didn't think Pats are great at all. As you say, as a lot of people say, it is first game of the season. You're never going to be, you know, the greatest you can be. But just like the performance you put out, or we put out, considering Rovers only really played a B team, I didn't think we were particularly great at all.
Yeah, look, I agree with you as well. Like, I thought probably one of the worst Pats games I've ever. But I'll be
No, we'll go
completely
that far.
honest, it was it was a preseason game. So there's going to be massive changes between preseason and the league. Like, listen, at the end of the day, President's Cup, there was a trophy on the line, but it was a glorified preseason game. Like, you know what I mean? It's like we turned up to Leading from the United and played them. It was just 90 minutes in the legs. Not much hassle about the result. I wasn't really fussed about it myself, but the most surprising thing about that game was Lenny bagging a goal. So fair play to him. 2-2 now, which is mad. But yeah, Rovers playing their B team. Mixed about, but it's the end of the day. I wouldn't look into it that much if I'm being completely honest. Like, you had a lot of
Yeah,
yeah, you had a lot of new players coming in. Like, it's one game. Like, the comparison between that game and Galway defensively was unbelievable. Like, you know what I mean? So just leave it on this. Like, wouldn't look into it too much. I think we'll be so much better this season than what we were in that game. Look, I don't think we get turned over like that at all this season, if I'm being completely honest. Like, especially with the kind of system kind of change Daly has reverted to this season with the 5 back if he continues to stick with it. Obviously, 3 centre halves and the 2 wing backs. So yeah, the Rovers game, it is what it is. Like, to move on. If I'm being completely honest, I forgot about it the day after. So yeah.
yeah. I'm going to be honest, I didn't even see Pat score. I think Rovers scored in the 88th minute, and I just said, right, lads, here I'm heading to catch a bus home. With somewhere to be after the
Form
match. So I was
always
like,
stay to the end.
yeah, that's it. Now look, it was 2 minutes left. I was like, we're not gonna. Like, I usually would stay to the end. I'm not gonna justify the fact that I left, but I'm also gonna say I don't care what everybody says. A few things like to kind of note about that game. Obviously, I think Aaron Bolger was standing right back. That was obviously a bit of a strange one. Schoberg did come on about halfway through the game, and obviously then he was a lot better. I didn't think Aaron Bolger obviously playing out position. He wasn't going to be particularly great. And then one player like who did actually have a good game, and have to give him praise here is Keane Levy. I thought Keane Levy did have a great game, regardless of the result.
Oh, he's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. I think he'll be definitely up there, one of the best players of the season. Like, just the way he just gets the ball and destroys the players. Like, his work rate's just incredible. And like, maybe this is a bit of a weird comparison, but Adam O'Reilly, like, you seen him there. Um,
A similar
what was
player,
it?
like
Exactly, yeah. Like, but King Levy can do it going forward as well. Like, which is just it's class. Like, he's so good. I think he'll be one of our standout players this season. He's just everywhere. He is everywhere. So good technically on the ball. It's then his work rate, his work ethic, his class. Like, he's going to thrive this season big time, and he can play like for me. He can play anywhere across the front three as well. Like, out on the right, out on the left, and then obviously in midfield. So he's a very good player dynamically as well. So I expect them big things from him this season.
I know Adam O'Reilly can go forward as well. I don't remember that goal against Dundalk up in Oriel Park. Like
Ah, man,
the last minute winner.
I know it was a good call, but
Yeah.
like, no, he didn't. My point was, Adam O'Reilly defensively was brilliant.
Oh yeah, I
Across,
know. I know what you're saying.
going forward, I didn't think he was outstanding. just leave it like that. Like, you know what I mean? We obviously better players going forward in the squad, the likes of Git and all. So yeah, Keane Levy, unbelievable. So be interesting to see what happens now for the rest of the season. I do think he'll have a standout season, definitely.
Yeah, obviously we were unfortunate results wise in that game against Rovers, but a much better performance against Galway. 1-0 win. Jamie Lennon was the only scorer. I think it was at the third minute he scored. I think a miles better performance against Rovers than the game against Rovers, especially defensively. Connor Keeley was an absolute unit in that game. Won every single ball that came to him. He was even driving forward, kind of like pushing up the pitch for like attacking wise. I just thought he was absolutely incredible.
Oh, 100% agree with you. Like the Galway game, to go out, I said it before, but to go up to Galway, especially having not lost the home game last season, I know I was in the first division, big jump to the Premier Division, but like Galway didn't lose a game at home in the league. Like obviously they lost the balls in the cup, but to go up and we did kind of win it comfortably in the end. I know there was only one goal in it, like, but we just looked comfortable the whole game. Like grinded out the 3 points. Lenny with a thunder cunt, obviously what a finish by the way, but no, I thought defensively we were so solid. Luke Turner, Redmond, and Conor Keeley especially just worked so well together. Like there was nothing getting past them. I thought as well, Jake Mulroney was absolutely incredible. Like his work ethic, his work rate the whole game was class. I did think he did get a bit of unfair criticism against Rovers. He wasn't great, but some of the abuse I was hearing from the stands, like turn him out to be a scapegoat. Like there was no need for it at all. Like so, I thought him against Galway, like obviously he probably didn't have much opportunities going forward, but his work rate up and down the line was class, and it was big improvement of what we've seen against Rovers. But yeah, there wasn't much really in the game. Like, really, was there? Lee he had a shot afterwards that he dragged wide. Obviously, mentioned him before, him on the ball, class to see. Like, um, it was one of them games like a slogfest. Like 3 points is all that mattered, and it's what we got. Like, so obviously, Daly changed the system now as well. Be interesting to see with Bowes on Friday. Will we revert maybe to a fallback to actually go at Bowes? Obviously, they have a few injury problems as well, but now Galway in the end, 3 points kick off the season. Can't go wrong, can you?
Yeah, like I will say, obviously we did like have a change of system, but like in all honesty, Galway didn't really present much of a threat. I know, there were some Galway fans obviously giving out about the ref. How justified that was, I don't really know. I know a Galway player got sent off. Well, I was watching back on the highlights. I'm not exactly sure what. I think he was having words with Keeley, and then there was, I think it was
It was
Walsh
the
got sent off.
referee.
He was having
He
words with the
reacted
ref.
to the
Yeah,
referee. Yeah, and then fair play to the ref for sending them off because players shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, and then they were down to 10, and that penalty as well.
Conor
I'll
Keeley was
watch.
saying it to the ref. You wouldn't say anything. That's the thing.
Leave that for another day. But that penalty was nowhere near a penalty in my opinion. Like I watched the package slow so many times on slow mo as well. Like he gets in between two players and just flops to the ground. Like none, even Keely was having a go at him. I think when he dived there. But no, like yeah, Galway didn't offer much at all. Like going forward at all. Like we just looked comfortable the whole game, and
I have to have to say the
yeah, we
pitch as
didn't really.
well was an
Pitch was
absolute
shocking to be
bit.
fair, yeah, but
Like it was completely torn
we
up in the
didn't.
middle by about half time, just shredded to bits.
Oh, stop. Oh, yeah, it was like they're playing on Blade Farmersville, but we didn't seem to have to get out of first gear. Like, you know what I mean? It was just felt comfortable. Obviously, the players they ended up grinding out the result in the end, but obviously, there's a few scares towards the end. Galway just appealing everything, but yeah, in terms of analysing the game, like, what can you actually analyse out? Well, going forward, probably be better hitting them on the counter attack. Keaton didn't really get into the game as much as he probably wanted to, but um, no, overall, like it's 3 points kick off. Like that first game, performance doesn't really matter, does it? It's just all about getting the 3 points, especially against a team like Galway who were up. I thought they'd have a new kind of division bounce. Obviously the atmosphere is very good on their end, so they were obviously trying to win the game, but obviously didn't. So
Yeah, like well, speaking of the atmosphere the whole trip, I thought it was great. Obviously, we went down on the bus, went to on Pucon, shout out to on Pucon. absolutely
Nah,
brilliant spot.
nah, no shout
Anybody's
him.
going to
No
Galway,
shout.
you know what I
No,
said?
I'll tell a story on here, right? 'Cause I mentioned it to a few people, right? So yeah, it's a nice pub, nice spot to be fair, like obviously, but went up went up to buy a pint, obviously, 19 years of age. I did 4 times, yeah. Didn't get served still. Still didn't get served. Had to get one of the lads who was about 30 to go up and actually buy me a pint. I just felt embarrassed, man. I was like, man, 19 years of age, but like, nah, in all seriousness, it was a nice spot. Like the atmosphere was class in the beer garden, especially like Galway's a lovely city as well. So on Pilgrim's a nice spot, but make sure if you're young or look young, have loads of ID.
I didn't have that problem. So, again, shout out on Pucon. Anybody who's going down there for the away game, that's the place to be. And look, I'll also give a shout out to Galway United's garlic cheesy chips. I ate two of them.
Oh,
Felt
mate,
like a fat bastard afterwards, but you look.
them garlic chips were absolutely unbelievable to die for. Well, I don't know what that food catering van was called, but shout out to them because they were absolutely class. Half time did the job,
Getting nearly 20 quid, so they must be happy with
filled the
me.
gap anyway. You gave them 20 quid.
Yeah, I bought two garlic cheesy chips, a water,
Wow.
and a bottle of Coke.
Oh
I
my
think
word,
it
man.
was
Fair
definitely over
play.
15 anyway. So
All that TikTok and YouTube money paying out, fair play. Fair play.
yeah.
Wish I could say the same, but nah. In all seriousness, no, it was an unreal trip. Like on the bus and then on the way back as well. And then yeah, everyone was just knackered on the way back, falling asleep. I was bollocks there was so. But
Yeah, long old
yeah,
journey on the
just
way
the whole
back.
day
That's
was
the only
class.
problem.
Like
Right, so moving on. Literally, as we are recording this, or the day we are recording this, Pats have put out a brand new. I don't know if they want to classify it as an away jersey or a third kit. They just call it the St. Patrick's Day kit. Obviously because we're going to be going over to play Minnesota United, that's probably playing a part in it. It's a green kit. If anybody hasn't seen it, I'll try put up a picture on screen. And look at I'm gonna be dead honest. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I know Andrew is more so.
oh man, yeah. Listen, seeing it for I think I mentioned it on one of the podcasts I heard a few months ago that like it was going to be green. I said it to a few lads. I seen it somewhere on Facebook or something. Someone said it was green, so of course that trying to bleed saying that it was green, but yeah, no, it's a lovely jersey. Like I just think, especially the yolks going across all the kind of yolks, just the green and gold, especially like it's yeah, like kind of people were gonna kind of had that worry it was gonna be kind of similar to Rovers, but I think the whole cause behind it and the purpose behind it, especially with Pats playing America next month, is a very good business move from the club in terms of trying to sell a load of jerseys, appealing to the Americans, make a lot of money off it. Fair play to them, to be honest, like coming up with that opportunity. But in all honesty, after about 10 minutes it came out, I ordered it because like it's a fucking belter. Like be wearing it in town Paddy's Day, hopefully myself. So yeah, fair play. Whoever designed that as well, give them a pay rise because I'm not really the biggest fan of Umbro, but yeah, even I'm a big fan of the collar as well, the green and gold collar as well. So
I'm not the biggest fan of it, but then again, when the yellow kit originally came out, I wasn't a massive fan of that, and it kind of grew on me over time. So I'd say the same thing would probably happen with this. Looking, it's a nice kit, in terms of like the way it's designed. It has the old I can't remember the exact name, but kind of the Celtic bands going along the shoulders and all that. Bows fans obviously claiming we've stolen their idea, their whole enterprise of making you know novelty jerseys, if that's the way to put it.
oh oh man. Oh, I don't even want to entertain them. Like they're just no words. Like it's probably our first kind of jersey we've done like that, and it's actually a nice jersey as well. Like we're not getting bleeding sick. It's not like we're getting Bob Marley on the jersey and all like fucking
You'd
looking
have to
for
put a
attention.
crumbling
Like
man on the front of ours.
uh in all honesty, like the jersey, it's class. Like there's no going like wrong with it. A lot like it's one of them jerseys. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna. There's no in between. Like people obviously aren't the biggest fan of green because it's Rovers, like, but I love it. I have to say, I do like it. Like, I don't know when we're going to use it this season, what we're going to use more, that or the yellow jersey, but not class, especially going to be using it in America against Minnesota. So it's going to
I've
look
heard
nice
it could
over
be
there.
like cup games and European games and that sorts. But yeah, like I don't know. 'Cause, technically, the away kit is still the navy one. The third kit is still the yellow one. So I don't know exactly. Is this just a one-time thing and it's going to be used on like just for that Minnesota game, maybe a few more, or if it's going to become like a permanent kit, as in a permanent third choice or a permanent away kit for this season? I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, like I'm not sure myself, lad. If I'm being completely honest, like, because I know on the website earlier, it could have been a mistake, but they said it's the away jersey. But I think they did come out and say the yellow jersey is going to be used as the away jersey, isn't it? So this could just be used for, like, as you said, America, and then like the cup games, maybe kick, like, if there's a proper kick clash between like both of our jerseys, use it for that. Like, but I wouldn't mind it being the away jersey, like, and just make the yellow one the third kit again, like. So
Um, Up next, then I think you had a few words on. I think a new signing we have. I'm not exactly sure. I just heard
oh
you
yeah,
ranting about it before we
yeah,
recorded.
sorry. No, Romwell Palmer from Göztepe on loan. So obviously the Englishman, he played for Barnsley, made 70 appearances for them in the EFL. But he has been riddled with injuries, and obviously he wasn't in the squad Friday. So I don't know if that's an injury kind of concern or just trying to get used to things. But he played in the City Academy when he was younger, so playing in the Turkish first for like Premier Division, like, it's it's a good sign, and like on paper, it's a very very good sign. And if he can stay injury free, he could be a very good player. Like, seen some of his clips from on YouTube, one or two of his goals in the Turkish league, and yeah, like, Daly hasn't really put a foot wrong in terms of any of the signings he's made yet, has he? So there's no reason to believe this fella won't be any as good, to be honest. So hopefully he stays fully fit and we get a good season out of him.
And then obviously Luke O'Brien as well. He was a player we were kind of actually. I was almost looking forward to him. Hopefully getting into the
Definitely, yeah.
squad this season. He's left for Finn Harps. He's left on a permanent signing. To be fair, like I'm not really surprised by it. I remember we were talking about him probably about a month ago, but that was before we brought Turner into the club, and we kind of have like obviously Anto's playing left back, and then you have Turner who can also play left back. So where he was going to get into the squad, like he wasn't going to get in ahead of the two of them. Was he going to get much game time? So I don't really blame him for obviously heading up north to Harps, and look, of
Definitely, yeah.
course, wish him the best of luck up there as well. So long as he doesn't score against us, I don't really mind.
100%. Like, he was used a lot in preseason, and he was solid enough throughout preseason, especially in the Leinster Senior Cup and some of the friendlies as well. And well, I'm surprised with the kind of long move, but obviously since we brought in Turner, who can cover that left back role, it's not really a surprise if he's playing consistently for Finn Harps in the first division and he's doing well. I don't see why it isn't a good thing for both parties, like, especially like
I don't think it is
comes
a
back
loan. I'm
to,
pretty sure it's a permanent signing.
nah, it's season long,
Is it?
100%.
I saw
Yeah,
someone say it's a permanent signing. I don't.
nah,
The joys of League of
season.
Ireland. Contradictory information.
Yeah, so if he has a good season up there, like, he's first division, hopefully do well with Finn Harps, then push Anton next season. Well, left back spot, but I was impressed with him on pre-season. But I think he needs that kind of consistently playing senior football, and he won't. I don't think I'll see him getting ahead of Anton Breslin this season. So maybe the
No,
first
that's
division,
the big issue
yeah, maybe the
for him
first
personally,
division
anyway.
is to do it. Yeah, exactly. So it could be a good move for both parties. At first, I was like, oh, what the fuck, get rid of a left back. But I've had time to think about it. Definitely could be a very good move for both parties. Like, and yeah, obviously the big one Friday, Dublin Derby day, second game of the season. It's what you want as a Pats fan, isn't it? Just looking forward to all these big games. Bows are home, the hipsters are home. So
The big RL Cup friends.
the cult, as I like to call them as well.
Cult of Bows.
Yeah, sold out. Obviously, Camac, patron stand, and obviously the main stand there and section G are, as far as I'm aware, you only use for season tickets this season, and it sold out almost a week before the game. Like, which is incredible to see. But it's a good time for us to play Bows as well. Like, we didn't beat them at home last season. Obviously, we lost 2-0 and drew 0 all. But like, there's a lot of toxicity around Bows at the moment. The likes of Declan Devine, a lot of Bows fans famously call him a spoofer, like, and Pat Fenlon hasn't really done well in the transfer window.
Oh, he's
in
getting
terms of
dogs abuse from them.
he is yeah, exactly, especially with this Rob Cornwall ACL injury now as well. They only have one centre half that's fit, and it's Keane Byrne. He's probably the same age as both of us. Like, last season was his first proper season of senior football, so they won one or two panic signings in that department. So if even before Friday, I'd say Jordan Flores could be filling in a centre half of them, or even Paddy Kirk or someone along the likes of that. So it's first home game of the season. The atmosphere is going to be bouncing, especially at Richmond Park. Like, the atmosphere is always class. But there is a side to me that's saying, like, it's going to be still a very tough game because the Dublin Derby, they won't roll over. And they'll know what's at stake after the cup final as well. But there's no reason why we can't go into that game fully confident, especially after beating Galway last week. And go at them from minute one. Go at them, because our home form is relatively unbelievable. Like, teams hate coming to Richmond Park. Like, I don't like, because we just control the ball no matter what team we're playing. So yeah, get at them from minute one, score early, and absolutely fucking dismantle them, hopefully. But I don't think it'd be as easy, and I'm not as confident as some people are. I usually am confident against these, but I don't know. There's just something there. But I'm hoping,
It's the
just
unpredictability about you. You
exactly.
don't know what's gonna
That's
show up.
it.
Like look at, obviously there's people saying, they're only gonna have one first choice or one natural centre back. And yeah, but does that just mean they're just gonna sit in and play for a point? You never know. Now I do think if Pats show up, we should turn them over. Looking at Bows, they are a club at the moment. It's very much in turmoil in terms of their signings haven't been great. There's a lot of kind of questions about management, and like the obviously Pat Fenlon they're behind Declan Devine coming from the Bows fan base. So it's definitely not the greatest time for them, but that doesn't exactly mean it's a great time for Pats to play them at the same time.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
look,
from our own point of view, like, from us, we don't have any big injuries ourselves going into the game, really, do we? Like, we have a fully fit
no,
squad,
yeah,
which is good on our end. But there is a few players you have to watch out from there. James Clark is an absolute incredible footballer, so he's one player you have to watch out. And it's then Ryan Court scored last week against Sligo. Greatness, by the way. He looks like he'll be a solid number 9 for them. So they do still have a few players that might cause a problems. Obviously, Danny Grant hasn't really been great since his return to Bows, but he still has that quality in him, from his point of view as well. So yeah, they still do have a few players who will hopefully not cause us problems. But you've Dylan Connolly's pace, but I'm probably gonna jinx myself here. I think he's a dreadful footballer, absolute dreadful footballer. But yeah,
don't know about that now.
listen,
I think he's all right. I don't
think
think
he's
he's. I
alright.
don't think he's the worst. Like he's. I do think he's being fairly decent for Bows since he's come back. Or not sorry, since he's come back since he signed.
I don't even think did he start Friday. I don't even think he started for Bows Friday. I could be wrong, and
I
I
don't
stand
know.
to be corrected.
Like
But
obviously you have to mention like Bows coming into this game. They're coming off the back of a 2-2 draw against Sligo, and like I know a few Bows fans myself. I was talking to them, and they were like, obviously they're saying they were confident going into the game, and then they at the end of the game they were like, Jesus, we were lucky to get out of that with a draw. So
yeah,
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 look,
exactly. Like, it's yeah. On my end, it's a bit unpredictable, as you said. Like, it's our first home game of the season. Like, like, we still haven't, like, obviously we signed like Roy Keaton and Brandon Kavanagh, etc. But we still haven't. It's playing second competitive game of the season, but we still haven't kind of seen them light it up yet, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
so, but we do have the players to absolutely just, like, tear these apart. The looks of Levy, looks like Keaton will definitely start. Friday, I'd say Mulroney will as well. So Mulroney fucking loves playing against these as well. He's always decent against these. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. 100% looking forward to it. Second game of the season. There's just like yourself, the buzz around just going to Richmond Park, even home games, away games. There's nothing quite like it. Like first home game of the season, it's gonna be fucking special, especially with how good of a place the club is at the moment after winning the cup. Bleeding sold out week in, week out, and some of the signings we made. It's exciting time to be a Pats fan. Like, and everything. Hopefully, get this new stadium extension, and yeah, the whole atmosphere around the club, as I said, it's class. So yeah, obviously, Bows Friday, and then move on to Derry and Waterford following that. But Peter, I want to ask you this: do you have a score prediction for Friday? Because
I was about
I'm
to
not
ask you
giving
the
one.
exact same thing. I was about to ask you the exact same thing.
I'm not giving one. I'm not giving one. I don't know
Ah,
if you have one.
I might be ballsy. I'm gonna say
Go
4-1
on.
Pats.
Oh, patch, fair enough.
I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet against them, but I on it like I know there is still a part of me that like has that fear that they could turn up and they could, scrape a draw or scrape a cheeky win against us. But realistically, if we show up, as you said, the place is going to be hopping. Richmond Park, it's not a place teams want to go. Like it's one of the tightest pitches in the league, as in anywhere you're standing, if you're standing the Camac, if you're standing the main stand and you're up the front, you can literally reach over, grab the fella taking a throw in and pull him into the stands if you really wants to. Wouldn't recommend doing that now because you probably will be banned from the place, but like it is something you could do. So I think your first game of the season, I'm gonna be ballsy. I'm gonna say 4-1.
Fair enough. Fair play. Like I kind of have to give one out, don't I? I do. It will be a tricky game, like, but yeah, probably ballsy myself as well. I reckon we beat them 3-0. 3-0, I reckon. First 15, 20 minutes be cagey enough, but I reckon once we get that first goal, if
But
we
yeah,
like
they'll open up.
if they get the first goal, it could be a completely different game. But
They get the
it
first
opens
goal,
up
I'd
the
say
game
they'll
big
sit
time.
in. They like because I think if they get the first
Exactly.
goal and they go for us, we'll probably catch them on the counter. But if they
Exactly.
get a
Yeah.
goal, if it's scoreless and then the 60th minute they score, they could just sit in. I think that was what happened last time when they beat us 2-0. We were
Yeah,
it was
definitely. Yeah.
I think they scored at the 65th minute and then just like sat in, caught us on the counter.
Yeah.
And so look, it's not possible, but like it's not like they're not the same team as last season. I'd argue they are a worse team than last season. I'm not like trying to shit talk Bows too much. Like they are,
Mm.
I'm definitely still a bit wary about playing them, but I'm also a bit confident at the same time. Probably a bit more confident than I was last season playing them.
Yeah. 100%. Like, would you make any changes to the lineup yourself for Friday as well?
Um, not really to be honest. Like I think defensively I wouldn't make any changes. Levy was working well. I don't know if Forrester went off, didn't he? So
If I'm being completely
oh
honest, I
no,
can't
that was
remember any of the
Rovers. That's the
subs.
Rovers game. Sorry, no. Um, to be honest, I probably wouldn't be looking at any changes. Um, Rory Keaton. Hopefully he does get fired. I didn't think he was that bad against Galway. I thought he made a run. Um, a good run or two there, but getting him on the score sheet would obviously be important in terms of his confidence, and if he can get going, um, he could be brilliant this season.
Oh, exactly, 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't make too much changes myself. Like, I don't know what the hell he's gonna do. Will he just stick to what's the new system, or will he maybe to a 4-3-3? Just get at these and try and get 3 points, but go for the kill early. But nah, looking forward to it overall. Like, I'd say everyone is solid. Special. I really do think we need this stage expansion soon. Hopefully, knows that from the um Dublin City Council. But yeah,
Yeah,
listen,
it's one of them things that's I'd say there will be news about it in the next coming months. I think they are kind of finalizing a lot of the tenants around Richmond Park. have kind of almost agreed to it at this point. And I think there is actually plans already there, but obviously you can't release plans if you're not able to build, if you're not legally able to build on that ground yet. You can't really release plans saying, all right, we're going to demolish your gap and build something on it. So I can't see it coming out in the next few months though.
Oh, yeah, probably not. Like it's probably later rather than sooner, to be honest. But now, listen, 3 points on Friday, 6 points out of six. Be buzzing. Be big going into Derry next Friday. But it's a Dublin derby. Anything can happen. So yeah.
Well, I think that is it for today anyway. Of course, thank you all for listening. I have been Everything League of Ireland.
I've been Andrew Lanigan, lads. Thanks for tuning in. If you've any questions, stick them down below, obviously in the comment section, or put them down on one of our posts on Twitter as well, because we are posting a lot over there as well. So thanks as always for listening, and see you for episode 6.
Andrew's posting a lot.